Welcome to you. I am the Moonshine King for you. You are very creepy to me. Today we are reacting to when it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly. Not me, says 16-year-old African American. So, not me. I must insist for you. It is the 16-year-old African American who is telling you when it comes to black people. She thinks they are all ugly. So, what say you to this crime? Let us witness, indeed. I have actually seen this before. But, let us get a refresh of the taste, shall we? Perhaps some of you have not, but I suspect some of you might have indeed. This is on Dr. Phil! He talks to crazy people. That's some context for you.
I know a lot of people take issue with my beliefs. I'm white. I'm a Caucasian because...
So, she is extremely white to you. Extremely white to you. White to you. White to me. What are your thoughts on this matter? Does she look white to you? Comment white if you believe so. Comment black if you believe in the angels. Alright.
Everything about me is different from an African American.
Well, for the first thing I must note, she sounds like she is American. Her accent sounds like she's American. Second thing, number one was the accent. Number two of importance ranking, she looks like an African. But looks can be extremely deceiving, as I well know. Very white to you. Extremely white to you. Let us continue our crimes.
I have naturally straight hair.
A naturally straight hair. It looks a bit fuzzy to me, however, but I am from another generation.
My hair isn't nappy. It doesn't require weave. My nose is not giant as like African Americans.
Her nose is not giant like African Americans. Well, maybe she has failed to consider that people's noses come in many shapes and sizes, and there is not a one-size-fits-all for every African American ever. Let us continue our crimes.
My lips are perfect. They're not.
Her lips are perfect. What say you? Comment perfect if you believe they are perfect. Comment your crimes if you think otherwise. I'm looking down here, sorry, as I am seeing if I am still recording. Earlier I recorded, or I thought I did, Avengers trailer. And it only did the beginning, because when I clicked play it stopped recording. So I'm being cautious now. And I didn't bother to record it again, I'm sorry to you.
Not too big.
Rest in peace to me.
And they're not too small.
What say you? They look pretty larger than average to me. Let's put it to you.
They're just perfect. My ears, I don't have black people ears because they're really giant.
Is she saying African people's ears are giant? Or is she saying her ears are giant? I put it to you. Comment giant ears or little ears. About her ears, tell me your thoughts.
African Americans speak ghetto, but when it comes to black people, I think they're all ugly.
Okay, she's put a lot on us. Black people speak ghetto. I'm not familiar with this phrasing. Ghetto. I hear rappers speak of this nature. Ghetto. And also my grandmother tells me when I annoy her at breakfast, she tells me, "Get out the house!" And I have to run for my life indeed, I tell you. Miserable behavior in my crimes. So, do inform me the meaning of ghetto, other than my grandma. And she thinks they are all ugly. What say you? I find that very discriminatory, very racist to you. You are very offended to me. Do comment if you are offended by her manners. She is only 16 years old. Well, that's quite old in some cultures. However, in this culture called America, that is fairly young to be so radical in her views. What say you?
I have nothing in common with them. I'm different from African Americans because I'm white. My figure is just like Kim Kardashian.
Okay. She has a superiority complex. I diagnose you. Very creepy, persona. She thinks she is white. She thinks she is Kim Kardashian. She thinks she is special. She thinks she is different. Perhaps she was abandoned when she was a child. Perhaps she was left on the Dursleys' front door when she was born. But Harry Potter turned out alright, didn't he? That's why it's a fantasy. That's why it's unrealistic of a story. Reality. This is reality. If Harry Potter was real, he would think he was black indeed. And better than everyone else. Or wouldn't you? I'm not sure what Kim Kardashian's origin is. Is she white indeed? Most of the time she does not look it. She looks Chinese. Let us continue.
And she's a wonderful role model.
What say you? Kim Kardashian, a wonderful role model. Well, judging by this video alone, if I knew nothing about Kim Kardashian, and this girl tells you she is a good role model, would you believe it? Would you then say, I will introduce my children to Kim Kardashian because this girl recommends her to you? What say me?
I act and I think like a white person instead of a black person.
She acts something like a white person instead of a black person. I do wonder what study she has been carrying out or researching, investigating. She sounds very dedicated to her beliefs, very admirable to you. However, what say you? Is she paranoid? Is she a disgrace? Is she happy for Christmas this year? Is she happy to be receiving her gifts? Will she be giving any gifts? She does not seem the giving sort to you. I wonder. I bet she's the type to give £2 secret Santas. And that's why I have been reading recently mothers complaining about their secret Santas. Too cheap for you.
I believe that I'm completely and utterly better than them. Like, we're on two different levels. Like, okay, African Americans are here. I'm here. White.
Extraordinary revelations. I learn something new every hour. This is why this is so important to you. If I had not watched this video, I would have no clue about these facts that she puts to me. My mind widens every hour, every minute of the hour, every second of the hour, every millimeter of the meter of the kilometer.
People act and think just way more mature than African Americans. Black people, they think in a criminal way.
Ooh, another revelation for you. Black people are all criminals. Black people are all in prison or heading to prison. I was not aware of these facts in America. Very detestable, very extraordinary. My impression of America has risen greatly, I tell you. I would like to visit one day. Maybe they will welcome me in a warm embrace. Because I tell you, this girl, this girl believes she is better than the entire black population of America. I'm not certain if it's specifically US African Americans or if it applies to black people all over the world. Perhaps it's something specifically about the US black people that she is afraid of, that she detests to you. She is very creepy for you. I can read your sensibilities. No worries to me.
When I think about African Americans, I feel like asking them, what is wrong with them? They're really dangerous. If African American is on the same street as I am, I'll cross the street to avoid their chaotic, thuggish ways.
Ooh, a bombshell revelation today. She feels unsafe around the black population. She feels like she is hard done by when she meets them. She cannot wait to run away. She feels like she's going to be burgled, like she's going to be killed, beaten up, punched in the face. Would you like to punch her? Free tickets for all. Am I feeling irony? Isn't she black to you? It must be said, you are very black to me. Happy Halloween. I bet she has nightmares acknowledging her very existence. I bet she throws up after looking into the mirror. It must be true, judging by the way she says these things against what would be called her own people. People who look similar to her, who have the dark hair, who have the dark skin, who have other features very distinctive to you. What say you? Do you detest these arguments? Many would call it scaremongering. However, I don't think people take her seriously enough for that. I think people are laughing at her. They think she's a joke. They think, no worries to you. No one will listen to this girl. She is deluded to you, they say. I wonder what she's getting for Christmas. Truly, eyewitness.
Are you okay?
I'm irritated.
I'm sorry.
I just know that I'm white. I mean,
Is that her relative? Because that relative looks lighter than she does. I wonder what she thinks of her. She might have the same thoughts about this girl being so much darker. And yes, I'm aware it's probably the lighting, but I'm just making jest for you. No worries at all.
she might not know that I'm white, but I know that I'm white. I can feel it through my veins. I feel it through my blood. I tell my
She feels the power of the white in her blood, in her veins. Very precious white. A white substance in her blood. She feels the white blood cells pulsing through her body. That's what that is, I tell you.
my mom, I'll never be like any of those Negroes. My mom tries to criticize me about my
She looks a bit like Jennifer Houston. Is that her name? Hudson. This other girl. Whoever she is.
supposed race. I tell her she's just ignorant. There's nothing wrong with my views or beliefs because I have freedom of speech and everything I'm saying is true.
Freedom of speech. A very interesting proposition. I often hear people say they have freedom of speech. when they are about to speak utter nonsense for you. But I am not insinuating anything about this case. Of course, you make your own judgment for you.
Okay, Treasure, how are you this morning?
Pretty great.
Look at Dr. Phil. Did you hear that sigh? He couldn't wait to get this over with, I'm sure. Look at his hands together, praying to the spirits above, to the God above, whatever suit your fancy, as they say in Greek.
How are you?
I'm all right.
That's great.
Now, you've been
He is not all right. He is far from all right. He is just being optimistic, I assure you.
listening to everything we've talked about so far,
Yes,
right?
I have.
And is there anything that your mom has said or told me?
Yes, she told me, you are very creepy to me. That's what I would tell you if she was my daughter.
About that's inaccurate, incomplete, or that you want to add something to?
Well, I mean, actually, yeah. You guys called me delusional earlier, and I feel like the only people
I did
who...
not call you delusional. I asked your mother.
I think she is hearing things. Is she hearing voices? Maybe she should get that checked out. She might be insane for you. Oh, I'm sorry, not insane. That is not the correct word. What is the right word? Snicker bars, indeed, in her brain. That is the correct terminology.
If she thought you were delusional.
Yes, well, you asked her that question. I would like to clarify the fact that I am nowhere near delusional. I'm actually
Well, you heard it here. She is adamant. She needs no help whatsoever.
very capable and a very intelligent person, so...
Good qualities from a young person, and an old person, and a middle-aged person. I admire such qualities, especially if you admit them and boast them. This is how you prove that you have these qualities indeed.
Being delusional and being intelligent are not mutually exclusive.
Well, I feel like if you're being delusional, then you gotta be some type of retarded. And I'm not that.
She is not delusional and she is not retarded. What say you? Comment your thoughts. Either delusional or not delusional. Do comment your crimes. I am desperate to hear your cries.
Well, I have two things to say about that. Number one, that's
He came up with those two things pretty quickly, didn't he? Always thinking on his toes, Dr. Phil.
absolutely just simply not the fact. And number two, using that word
He looks very distraught. He looks like he has given up on all life on this planet. Look at that amazing expression to me. I'm sorry for you.
is
He doesn't even want to look at her in the eyes.
very derogatory. So I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't use that word.
Yeah, well, okay, well, I'll understand. Only because I'm a very respectful person. And if you wish that I don't use that word, then I most definitely won't use it.
Okay, appreciate it.
You see very polite people in this world. They will call you ugly. They will call you criminals. They will call you degenerate and thuggish. And the lower species indeed. However, they can be very polite to you. Very creepy to you. Very smug in their crimes. Never trust a polite person, I tell you. Rule number one of life. Let us proceed.
Okay, no problem.
When you say that you believe yourself to be
Did you see that sussy slip of the hair? That is who she really is. Flippy person. That is her personality. Her eye rolling. Her crime showing through her features. I adore these features. I adore the crimes.
Caucasian, tell me why you believe that to be true.
Well, I know I'm a Caucasian because when I wake up in the morning, I just have such a great life. And that my hair is so perfect, my skin isn't ugly, and I'm not fat also, which is also a really African American thing.
Well, clearly she does not watch Boogie2988 on YouTube. He was extremely fat to you. In fact, he's still extremely fat, but he's lost a lot of weight recently due to his, bypass surgery. Is that what it was, I think? He talks about it all the time, or did do, and I've already forgotten the name of it. But he had something tied up inside him, which means he cannot eat. He cannot physically eat a lot, and he cannot eat sugar and unhealthy things, so his portion sizes dropped so significantly, so he gets full a lot sooner, and he's lost loads of weight. Extraordinary changes for you. But she has such a great life that she has to ridicule others. She has to belittle those around her, call names, and she thinks she is so superior because she has such a great life. Therefore she must be white, Caucasian. This is quite sad for you to think that only a white person can be happy in this world. Or maybe she means just America. Maybe if she left America, she would not feel white anymore. I wonder. I hope there aren't others like her with this mindset. You can all achieve what you wish to achieve if you don't give up. If you take a strong approach to your crimes, if you put in the grind and the hard work and the skill, you can do it to you. No worries at all. No worries to you. Don't end up hating all life on the earth. That would be very sad happenings.
So, like, I'm just nowhere near like them. And
She looks so disgusted. No, in fact, not even disgusted. She doesn't know what to think. She thinks she's in a dream, indeed.
plus, they're so thug and criminal that I can't relate.
Okay,
I can relate for sure. I am the greatest criminal of your crimes. Thuggish every day of the weekend. Very true, very true. Let's continue.
Yeah, okay.
This is the reaction to me. What do they laugh about? I wonder. She speaks extraordinary words for me. She praises me.
well, I mean, that's just so riddled with ignorance, I don't even know how to respond.
Ignorance appears to be the word of the day. What say you?
Okay.
And
Momentous applause from the audience, and even this white girl herself. She loves applause. She revels in the applause, the attention, the wave of noise, of speaking like vultures all around her. She loves the attention for you.
and I'm not saying it to be insulting. Ignorance doesn't mean lack of intelligence. It means lack of information. I think you're confusing the concept of
I think that she knows exactly what she's saying. She has all the information she could have, possibly in the world. I think she is just being dumb
race.
because she knows people will talk to her. That's what I believe. And she will get on TV and become famous.
And ethnicity, because
And she has freedom of speech. So she does not want to waste that freedom of speech. No. She wants to use every single word that it allows her to bring to the table or your coffee pudding.
race is really biologically
I
determined.
know I'm biologically white. I feel it
And-
through my veins and through my blood. I don't just think I'm white. I know that I'm white.
And-
There's no doubt in my mind.
You said,
Even though I have told you that your father was not your father and that you are actually African American?
Wait. She told her her father is not her father. And she is actually African American. Someone explain this crime to you. Does this mean she had a stepdad who was white? And the mother did not tell her she had a real father who was black. First of all, confusion to you. Second of all, confusion to me. Third of all, confusion to this girl growing up thinking she had a white father, then a black father. Well, it doesn't matter really, does it? But you still want to know who your father really is. I wonder how old she was when she found out. Maybe she's having a breakdown. Maybe she never left her hospital, her cot, who could tell you. But even if the father was white, that doesn't make her totally white. That still makes her half on the black side of things, doesn't it? So how could she deny it wholeheartedly? What difference does it make, really? Tell me to you.
You might be lying. I don't trust anything that anyone else says. I know that I'm white.
ethnicity, on the other hand, has to do with whether or not you identify with a
I identify as a peach that flies with fairy wings and an angel's hello, and Pinocchio's nose, and the coal of the snowman for eyes, and little buttons. Tell me to you, and Mr. Potato's hat and feet. Extraordinary sight for you.
particular group in terms of their culture and practices, beliefs, religions,
And a yo-yo stick hanging from my bottom.
things that go along with that particular group, and that has nothing to do with race. Sometimes they can overlap, but not always.
Well, I feel like you're wrong. You're completely wrong. I know who I
This reminds me of the great debate of my ethnicity. Some people think that I am Chinese. One person thought I was Chinese for Saturn. Another thought I might have been American. Completely different views for you. Another thought I was from Europe. Who could tell me I'm from all over the world, apparently? I don't know where I'm here or there or here or there or here or there. Let's continue.
am, and I know my race, and I'm a proud white person. And there's nothing.
I am a proud peach. Also,
I feel it through my veins. Like, it's literally in my blood. There's no way.
I eat peaches on the Dali. I feel it in my eyes, even. Pulsing in my brain to
I
you.
don't believe that I'm white. It's not my ethnicity.
Treasure, do you
It's my
accept
race.
Is that the end? That is the end of this great adventure. Disappointing for me. I thought I might have found a resolution to these crimes. Who is the criminal in this situation? You tell me to you. Are you responsible for the deaths of the pigeons? She thinks she is very white to me. I am going to come to a conclusion. This is just my personal opinion, so I don't wish to offend anybody. However, you are very black to me. That is my thought on this matter. What are your opinions? Do tell me. Tell me your thoughts. Show me your crimes. And remember, jump on that subscribe button if you would like to eat the cheese. Farewell, my munchins. Take care, my munchins. Thank you.